All right, so for this next demonstration, we're going to see whether a light bulb obeys Ohm's law. So a light bulb consists of this little glass right here. It's got some air gas inside that bulb. And then also inside the bulb is a tiny filament, which behaves like a resistor. Now, the more the current that goes through here, the hotter this resistor will get, and it'll start to glow. You know, when things get hot, they start to glow. And the more current you put in there, the hotter it gets, the more it glows. So that's typically how a light bulb works. We're going to test whether or not it obeys Ohm's law. How do we know whether something obeys Ohm's law or not? Well, Ohm's law is given by V equals I times R. So if we do a V versus I graph, a voltage versus the current that's going through their graph, which would be, solving for R, which would be V divided by I. And then from this graph right here, whatever those points would be, you'd want it to be a straight line, the slope. So if this is an ohmic device, if this is a resistor, like a true resistor in its sense, this should be a straight line. And if it's a straight line, then it's going to behave like a resistor. So does the light bulb actually behave like a resistor? Let's see. The first thing we need to do is to set up a circuit diagram. So I'm going to do something that I did earlier with the same idea with a resistor, except instead of a resistor, we're going to put a light bulb there. So the first thing I want to connect is my ammeter. And then connected to my ammeter will be my light bulb. We'll put the light bulb right there. And then from the light bulb, we'll go back to ground, like that. So the ammeter is the current that's going through the entire circuit is also going to be going through the ammeter. And then we want to check the voltage through the light bulb. So we'll put a voltmeter across the light bulb. And that'll tell us the voltage across the resistor, aka the light bulb. And so the setup will be exactly the same as the do now prior. I've actually set up most of it already over here, and you can just follow along to see if my setup is correct. So let me just put this light bulb down, and let's look at our picture here. We're going to go through the positive end into the ammeter. So we've got the positive end of the power supply. It's going this way. It's going this way. It's going to go into the ammeter, just like the picture says. And then it's going to go out of the ammeter. So that's this black line. It's going out of the ammeter. And then the black wire, once it's out of the ammeter, is going to go through the light bulb. So it's going into the light bulb and then out of the light bulb, like so. And then once it leaves the light bulb, it's going to go back to the negative terminal or ground. So that's what we got over here. This last black wire is connected to the negative end of the battery supply. So that's our closed circuit right there. The only thing left to do is to connect the voltmeter, which we have over there. And so to connect the voltmeter, let me just bring this down a little bit. We'll take the positive end of the voltmeter, connect it to the positive end of the battery, and then the negative end, which would be the darker side, would be connected like that to the, not the battery, the light bulb, like that. And so now the voltmeter is connected, the ammeter is connected. All we have to do is determine what the voltage and the ammeter across each of these values are. Let me see if I could make it a little nicer. So now I'm going to turn on the power supply and I'm going to start dialing it in. So let's make sure it's at 0. Okay. So there's our voltage reading and our current for the first value. You can record that. And then I'll move on. And I can actually see the light bulb glowing a little bit. Let me turn off the lights. Maybe we can see it a little bit better. Ooh, a little bit better. And then we're going to make it glow a little bit more. We're going to put some more current through there. And so there's our current, and there's our voltage. And I'm going to make it glow a little bit more. And so there's our voltage, and there's our current. Remember, we're reading the bottom of the scale, so it's from 0 to 15. And this is being read from it's being read from 0 to 0.5. So it'd be 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, and 0.5, so on. And you can see the light bulb's getting brighter and brighter and brighter. So we can put some more. Ooh, that's a lot more. And there's our current. And I'll put a little bit more. Well, we're going too much. Why are you all over the place there? Don't be all over the place. There it is. And maybe I could change the voltage to 30 instead. So now we're reading the top scale from 0 to 30. And I can put some more current there. So that's our voltage now. And we'll do a little bit more. Can I do a little bit more? I think that's it. That's where it maxes out. Okay, so take those values and see if the light bulb obeys Ohm's law, if it's a straight line. Or, matter of fact, see where it would obey Ohm's law and then where it would start to not obey Ohm's law. Maybe that might be a little bit better to say. All right, see you.